Well, first of all, thank you, everybody, for coming. I imagine this is a very difficult thing to talk about, and I appreciate your willingness and openness to have this conversation. Why don't we start by just introducing each other and your relationship to Ronnie?
My name is Renee Garrison. That was my fiancée.
My name is Za'Ron Silver. That was my father. His son.
How old are you?
How old am I? I'm 16 as of currently.
16?
Yeah.
What grade is that? Junior?
I'm 11. I'm a junior. Yeah.
Junior?
I'm a junior.
Okay. How long were you guys engaged?
We were engaged for about 2 years, but I've known him for 12 years. We've been together for off and on, but 12 years.
Yeah.
Yes.
So long history.
Long history.
Long history. Why don't you start by telling me about your dad?
Oh, my father. Well, how I would describe my father, he was like my little protector of mine, or like we shared a lot of similarities. Like we like the same thing. So I remember like this things back to like the one little story I had. I remember it was one day my mother, I remember it was bucks. I remember I hated bucks, but I had some bucks. I had a little brown little suit. It was a nice little outfit now that I think back to it. But like back then I didn't really like dress shoes like that. Yeah. So like I remember I wore them and I was with her that the majority of that day, but then I went over with him for the evening, and I remember hating it so bad. Like he took me out to a store and I went to go get a pair of Jordans. And I remember he like this, you want to take the shoes off and put the bucks in the box. And I remember I got the Jordans. I was like, yeah, and took the bucks off, same outfit, everything. Took the bucks off and then put the Jordans on and went home in the Jordans. I remember I did that. That was a fun little story we had together.
Sounds like he was a relatable, down to earth kind of guy.
Yeah, it's my father.
Yeah. What do you remember about earlier this summer?
What do I remember? I remember being happy early in the summer. My birthday's the beginning of the summer. We had a great time. He paid for me to go to Texas. It was a Hurricane Beryl during that time, so it was no communication during that time, and he was going crazy. Couldn't get in contact with me, but he made sure that I was happy. I was happy in the summer. We were happy in the summer.
Is that what he was like? Yes. Making sure that everybody was happy?
Everybody. Yep.
When did he start working for DPW?
He started working for them around October of last year.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So he hadn't worked for them for very long?
Not at all. 9 months.
How did he describe the work?
He loved it. He loved being out, and he loved just making a living for his family. That was the main point of it. He just loved it.
Did he ever talk to you about what he was doing, or?
He talked to me a little bit about, he didn't talk to me, like, he didn't give that many details, but I knew like his little schedule he had.
Yeah.
I remember he worked Tuesday, if I remember, Tuesday to Friday, if that was correct. Tuesday to Friday, because I remember he said, because that's when I usually had my appointments. And I remember he took me to a couple of my appointments because I was like, I can't do this during the week. I got this through this time and this time, and I gotta make sure I get off. And I remember he said, all right, Monday, all right, I got you. And then I don't really know. I try to do a couple of things with him throughout the week and be like, yo, you gotta remember I got work at this time. And like a couple of things got cut off, but I always had a little talk with him a little bit, asked him how he was doing, how his day was. It wasn't nothing too major.
Yeah. Do you remember anything about when he went to work that day?
I didn't see him. Usually he get up, I try to prepare him for the night before by taking his clothes out and making sure, he's ready to go. He wore regular clothes and just a t-shirt that day, regular jeans, I believe, or his track pants that he wears. The last time I seen him, it was like 1 in the morning. He was still up watching TV. He kind of shook the bed a little bit and smiled at me. And that was the last time I seen him. He got up for work, and I don't get up until the kids have to get up, and it's time to get up and start doing things around the house. And I had work that day. I filled in for someone. So I just laid in bed. Usually I try to get up with him if I can because it's so early days and late nights. But that was that day.
What time does he normally go to work?
He gets up 4:30.
Okay.
He leaves out by 5:30. Sometimes being a little bit behind and late, but he try to get there. I think he had to be there at 5, honestly. If not 5, then 6. But yeah.
And so when you woke up that day and the last time that you saw him,
It was the night before.
and it was just a normal day,
Normal.
normal
Typical.
night.
Normal. I talked to him that day.
What was that conversation like?
I let him know that I had to go fill in for a coworker of mine and that I would see him later. And he, okay, boo, I love you. I could hear the truck in the back. And that was the last time I talked to him. About 10 o'clock that morning. So, yeah.
What about you? What was the last time you guys talked?
Last time we talked, it was the day before, I remember. This was like around time around football, which he got me into. But I had asked him, I had called him, because the physical, we were supposed to get it like of that week. I had talked to him like, because I'm knowing nobody else gonna really get me out there. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna call my father, I'm gonna call him and ask him, can you take me to get this physical? And I know he gonna wanna get this physical with me real quick. But this was during the summertime. And I had called him, I was like, begged him a little bit. He said, all right, I'm gonna see what I can do about it. And I remember I had called him and I was like, oh, I waited for him to say yes. He gave me a little lecture and everything. And I got my little yes. I was like, yeah, all right, my physical is down. Then like, I remember, I'm like, all right, my physical's all out of order. I'm thinking everything's all right. I went to practice that day. I went home. I think I said something to him because I usually, I call him like right after I get out of practice because I don't really have nothing to do during that time, so I just got a free block. So I'm like, okay, I'm not talking to nobody right now. I'm gonna call somebody. So I go through a list of people. I call my father. I don't call my mother. I don't call her. I should be calling her because I'm gonna talk to her when I get in the house. But I call my father. I'll call either my father, Mima, or somebody else random. I don't know, but it's usually those two people. But that day went pretty normal. Besides that, it was like a normal schedule. But I just had called my father at that time because I wanted to get my little physical because I wanted to play football.
And when you guys talked, everything was normal. Hang up the phone, looking forward to the physical and normal, as expected.
Yeah, everything was as expected. We had that little thing we do at the end of the phone calls. I remember we do this all the time at the phone calls. It'd be like this: I love you more, I love you the most. And then I remember he got the last one. I was like, oh, I was gonna get him. Like, all right, you got it. I'm like, I thought I was gonna get the last one, and like he got the last one. That hurt a little bit. It hurt, but.
So the last thing he said to you was?
The last thing he said to me, as you should. No, last thing. Yeah.
Was I love you most?
Because it was I love you. I was like, I love you. He said, I love you, you more, and then I love you the most. Yeah, and he said, as you should. Remember that one. That was the last one he got. He got me that one time. Usually try to make sure I get the last laugh.
Yeah. And so, what happened after that? Who called you, or how did you find out there was something wrong?
I got a call from his mom. Yeah. I got a call from his mom, and I was at work. I had to bring my client with me. That kind of probably traumatized her too. But I just was a little confused of how he couldn't speak and why he couldn't give the hospital his name. I found out why. So.
Were you able to go to the hospital and see him?
Yes.
Were you able to talk to him?
No, he was gone already.
How did you find out?
I remember I had found out. I didn't try to call him first. I remember I wasn't trying to call him. I called my Mima and I called her and it went to voicemail. Called her, it went to voicemail. Called her, went to voicemail. Then it took for her to call me back, but she didn't answer. It was my older Dwight, he had answered. And it was like this: we at the hospital right now. I'm trying to figure out, okay, y'all at the hospital, what's going on? Why Mima can't get to her phone? He said, hold on a couple times. I got put on hold for twice. Called me back like this: Za'Ron, your father is gone. I'm like, you got it. I remember going through it. I was like, yo, you gotta be joking. You playing with me? He ain't gone. He at work for real. He at work, or he just coming home from work. He outside. on something like that. I'm like, he ain't gone. He bluffing. And your son, your father's gone. Your father's gone. I'm like, yo, you gotta be joking. And it took for me, like, really process that. I'm like, yo, my father's gone. I just lost my father. I just was talking to him yesterday, how he gone. I didn't know how to feel about it. And it left me in a shock. I'm like, out of everybody to go, who would have thought he would have been the next one to go?
Did anyone from the city reach out?
Not to me personally, I'm not sure.
Did you hear from anybody from the city? No? Did he ever talk about training, heat-related training, any sort of safety training?
Not at all. Nope. There's barely any. If that. No.
So how are you feeling now after the investigations have come out? We know that there wasn't any heat safety training protocols in place.
I'm extremely sad. I'm extremely traumatized. How we plan our life, we always said that we wanted to give our kids a childhood that they didn't have to recover from, and trying to do the right thing. And now it is just, it's just so empty without him. So it's just barely, the color is just gone in life. Like, I don't even feel the same. I try to be strong. I am strong for my children. I have to be for my babies. I keep them busy. I stay busy. I'm just really, it's really unbelievable that things like this can occur in this time and day. Like, it's 2024 and my man died at work. And it just breaks my heart that I took his clothes out the day before and he didn't come home. But I know that he would want me to be strong and to keep pushing, to stay busy and make sure the baby's all right. We are family, we're so close. Everybody we're tight knit, everybody. From the children, the children's mother, everybody, we're tight, we're close. Close enough to call each other if we need anything, or if the kids, and that's something he took pride in. He took pride in having his family exactly how he wanted it, which is his children's mother. Everybody is getting along. His mom is okay, his dad is okay, his aunts, his uncles, brothers, sisters, everybody is okay. We're doing family events, we're taking vacations. We had a vacation that Sunday for Great Wolf. That was all. We try to do summer things with the children. Last year they went to Massanutten. This year was supposed to be Great Wolf, but we didn't make it. So I'm just focused on really getting my children back to some type of normalcy. I keep them busy. They do lacrosse. My babies in the house do lacrosse, science after school. I stay busy, moving around, staying busy at work, staying busy, just taking care of the house, making sure everybody's okay. The same thing if he was here. So.
Are you okay? Who's taking care of you?
He was. I'm okay. I'm okay. This has been a raggedy year for me. I've lost my grandma. He was there in April. He was there every step of the way. My grandma was my biggest, my soul. And then I lose my heart a couple months later, randomly. Like, it's just outrageous. It's outrageous. Like, it's really outrageous. There's nothing else to describe it. Just outrageous and unnecessary. He should still be here. He should be here.
What do you want to tell the city government about what happened? Are you frustrated at all? Do you have any questions that you're looking for answers to?
I can't really. Well, yeah, it is. I'm a little frustrated about it because I feel like, and like that point, I could have did something about it. I could have maybe warned him or something like that. Because around that time when I had talked to him, I ain't say this the first time around, but like we ain't really have practice outside doors, because I remember we kept having heat waves and it kept being too hot for us to practice outside. So I remember we would either go in the gym or practice wouldn't be a thing. And I remember at the time I think we had practice in the gym. I remember that we went practice in the gym. And I feel like, and he would always complain, he would always say how hot it was. And I'm like, I think maybe if I would have got on the phone with him, maybe a little bit, maybe would have said, you don't gotta go to work, you shouldn't go to work. I can't even really practice for real. If I can't practice, how you gonna practice? How you gonna go to work? That don't even make sense.
Well, that's not your responsibility to look out for these city employees. Just know that. And I know that's difficult because you're always gonna feel that, but know that that's not on you. What do you think that the city should have done more?
I feel that this should not have happened. I feel that this cannot happen again. This can't happen.
And this wasn't the first time.
I've read the report, so I'm just flabbergasted. I really am. There's no other words to describe this situation that we're in. It feels like a dream. This should not happen to men. The men that go out here and work for their families and really sacrifice themselves. I don't want this to push away and have men feeling like, well, maybe I shouldn't, try to provide because, the city don't care anyway. It's just crazy. It's outrageous. And I just feel like it's sad. It's so sad.
So did he ever talk about water that was available, provided by DPW, any breaks that were built into his schedule throughout the day that he was supposed to take?
No.
Nothing about supplies, especially in the heat?
Nothing. Nope.
Do you think that contributed to what happened?
It's highly possible. It's highly possible.
When you learned that hyperthermia was the cause, what went through your mind?
I can't believe it. I can't believe this man sacrificed his life for us. I can't believe that he went to work and did not come home. I'm just, the overall thing is, he didn't deserve to go out like that. No one deserves to go out like that. No one deserves to die while they're trying to provide for their family. I'm hurt though. I'm really hurt.
How did he describe the culture within DPW?
He didn't really talk about the culture so much. Ronald was his own person. He was his own person. He did his job, went to work, did his job, come home. The main thing is, I'm here for the money. I'm here to take care of you guys. I'm here to take care of my mom. I'm here to take care of everyone because that's who I am. So as far as the culture, no, we never talked about the culture, of his workplace and what went on.
In the aftermath, since everything has come out, was there anything that you learned about how DPW operated that surprised you?
Yes. It's clear to us that it's a pattern that occurs within, that company. And no one else should die like that.
What's a pattern? How?
Pattern. People are passing away or fainting at work and just basically need medical attention, and no one is doing anything about it. No one has done anything about it until someone had to die. So no one else should die.
If you could sit down with the mayor, what would you tell him? What does he need to know about this entire situation and about your dad?
Well, I guess I would just say, if there's been all these patterns and all this this stuff going on, and we know that there's the real coolest areas for these people, and it's been multiple reports about it, people constantly reporting about it. Why is nothing being done here? Why are you not in talking to directors on DPW? Why is stuff not being made to happen, and then you let all this happen, like all these reports, and then somebody else is doing their job and they're not even supposed to be doing. I feel like to help this whole cooling problem, and it's still not getting done. Like, why aren't you talking to these directors? And I just had my father pass something like this. How do you want to just let this happen again and again and again? Like, I ain't got much more than that.
Yeah. I think those are all questions that a lot of people want to know the answers to, and you guys deserve answers to. Absolutely. The Inspector General published a report before Ronnie's death outlining the dangers of the job, and nothing seemed to have prevented this. How does that make you feel?
It's sad, it's disheartening. It's like, when is it gonna stop? When is somebody gonna take accountability? When is someone gonna make a direct change? It just doesn't make sense. Lives are being involved. Even if no one died before, someone should have still stepped in and changed something. But now we lost a whole person, an important father, an important friend, an important everything. Very important. And it hurts.
What do you hope comes of this?
Change. Absolute change.
What does change look like to you?
Change looks like people not being afraid to speak up when something is going wrong. Change is people being able to have adequate breaks to get, even in the wintertime, like what happens in the winter, So changes the working condition, changes the trucks, that, like, where's this money going? Like, it's sad though, it's sad. Hopefully change comes. Change has to happen, it has to. No one else can survive. I have like little mini panic attacks just seeing a trash truck drive past, and I have to look, like, and seeing all those men just working hard, like, oh, I hope y'all okay. Sometimes I ask them, like, y'all okay? They be like, yeah, we're fine. I don't want to go on and ramble and give them the story, like, cause I lost my baby to the same thing. So, but I definitely, sometimes when I have time, I check on some of the trash guys. I ask them, like, you okay? I have a little panic attack seeing a trash truck, Yes. But yeah, hopefully change comes about.
What are you going to remember most about your dad?
I'm gonna remember that, I don't know, I don't want to sound corny, but like, how people say you're a chip off the old block. I remember that I'm that copy that he made. I'm the first one. I'm the first generation of his legacy that he's built, that he has built. That's all I can really remember of my father.
And you'll carry that with you?
Yeah, I'm gonna carry on what he started, and I'm gonna finish.
I think I'm all set, unless you guys want to add anything.
We're just hoping for something to be done here. Something has to be done. I feel like I sacrificed my heart, my children's heart. Everybody's heart and soul is gone. Like, it's gone, and we're trying to build it again. I'm trying to help. Everybody's building each other. Ronald was an important person. He was beautiful. His smile, the way he did everything. He wasn't a slack. He helped around with everything. Household chores, anything, laundry, he'll fold the clothes, anything. That man was an all-around man, all around. And for me to lose him for $18 is crazy. Yeah, so.
Are you frustrated with the response from the city?
Absolutely. What response? What response? I'm just thinking, if everybody would put themselves in, would you want your son to come to work in crazy conditions, or everybody's afraid of this person so they won't say nothing, or just any type of thing that should not go on in a workplace.
Is that what happened? Were people afraid to speak up?
That's what I heard at the city hall meeting. That's what I was hearing, that everybody was afraid to ask for simple things like toilet paper and things like that. So although we didn't talk about it personally because Ronald wouldn't let something small, something small like that affect him. He was there to take care of us, and that was his main goal, to take care of us. Yep.
I think a question a lot of people are probably wondering is, if something this tragic doesn't spark change, what will?
Exactly.
Is that how you feel?
Exactly, yep. It's sad that someone had to die. Ronald had to die, but something has to change. Something has to change. They're risking their lives. They're risking their lives with, just being out in the street in general, like just in Baltimore. It's crazy out there. Just walking down the street, anything could happen, So when you put the time in and really dedication, I'm talking early mornings, late nights. When you put that dedication in, you deserve some type of respect in return, like at least for your life, at least for your life. So something has to change. Something has to change.
Well, I appreciate your willingness to share, and I appreciate your openness, and I know this was a difficult conversation, but I thank you. I think that this is important. Thank you.